Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey everyone, and welcome to Alt Season. We are going to be talking about the crypto markets and what's going on lately. We have Ethereum especially on fire lately. A lot of people this week saying we're arriving at Alt Season, which we've been waiting for quite some time with the bear market, and we're excited to see this thing grow.
Absolutely.
Bitcoin
How long have we been waiting, man? I know you've been waiting longer than I have, man. You're the more crit.
Bitcoin dominance is dropping. A lot of the indicators are showing up that we're looking for, so it's going to be a lot of opportunity in these alts.
Absolutely. That BTC dominance, man, 61%. I wasn't around when you actually I told you this before the other day. You were around at the time, man. It was like, which you show you're still young, man. I'm just saying that it's like this time wasn't like super long ago. It was a few years ago.
Couple of
But
years.
like when BTC dominance was like at 30%, I've never seen lines like that. When I first got into this, it was like at 70 and 65.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's you were in the bear market, and now we're finally.
Yeah.
This is the fun part. This is when everyone's going to start piling in. People are going to pay attention
Retail,
more.
absolutely. Anybody that has a
News every
grandmother or a
day.
mother.
Like the news with Visa integrating payments, you're going to see
Yeah,
more mainstream adoption beginning to happen. Mastercard is
absolutely.
doing
Visa right
that,
here. Visa right
and
here.
every time that happens, you're going to see slow rises in the market. So
Got it.
just keep at it, keep watching it. I think there's going to be news coming from all over the world. Good news from China too. It's going to be really a good year, I think. We got Ethereum on fire right now. It's
Hmm.
definitely surged higher. It's around 280 now. It surged as high as almost 290, and it looks like it's really the preferred coin, whether it's DeFi or Bitcoin piling in with like wrapped Bitcoin or Bitcoin as collateral into the Ethereum network is becoming big.
Absolutely.
Uh, I think it was EOS that integrated a cross chain where
Yeah.
they can integrate Ethereum chain. So it's really getting more useful and more broad the uses
Mhm.
you can do with Ethereum. It's definitely becoming one of the most overall useful and effective networks. And with Ethereum 2.0 launched or announcement launched next week, the testnet, the final testnet, is 2.0 is coming, and 2.0 will be able to rival the transactions per second of Visa itself.
Nice.
So I think the testnet was showing 7,200 per second transactions per second, and Visa's I think max is at
Yeah.
10,000. So it's already coming close. So you can imagine the next upgrade would be big. And the real key here, and the reason all seasons relevant now, is most things like the little ICOs, they're mostly dApps. They weren't possible on the Ethereum network that was only like 50 transactions per second. You couldn't run this game, that app, Augur, gambling, an insurance company, a music company, all on that little bottleneck.
No.
But when you get from 50 to thousands of transactions per second, all those apps are now viable.
Yeah.
And the total value, there's hundreds of them, maybe 1,000 of them. And as they come to market and get users, this market could go to $1 trillion easily.
Absolutely. And it has before. To me, it hasn't before, but yeah, it's crossing the mark. For it's getting
Yeah.
back to '08 numbers pretty soon.
And a huge chunk of that ends up coming from the little alts. And that's what we're going
Yeah.
to be covering for you. We'll cover specific alts. We'll cover the patterns that are going. We'll try to cover maybe any news with them, any mainnet
Yeah.
launches. That's going to be pretty big. And just try and cover the alts that are going to make the biggest percentage
For you.
gains.
More, yeah, more than the top alts that are actually already out there. But I mean, it's on the eve of coming in 2.0. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool right
Yeah.
now. Ethereum, I
And
think it's cool.
ones that'll outperform Bitcoin because
Absolutely.
people know
Yes.
Bitcoin. So we want to provide a little bit of information that's a little bit deeper than that, a little bit ahead, where you can get sort of positioned in a mover and make really good gains. So
What I think too, just to add to it, you didn't add, but I already know you know this though, but maybe our viewers don't know it. Is what's changing for it too? Another pivotal point too is going to proof of stake, which I think is kind of cool. There's going to
right,
be a lot of
and
staking
there's a lot to
with
that.
Ethereum. Absolutely, it's going to get away from mining. It's going to be at which it was once. It's going to get
Yeah,
into staking. So you're able to stake Ethereum for a high percentage, man. There's a lot
yeah,
of speculative aspects as far as they haven't released exactly how much they're going to be staking for. There's guess for like 7% over I heard, or like up to 14%, but nobody really knows. It's going to be pretty high from what I've heard.
right. It's definitely the biggest disruption to traditional banking.
Yeah,
Probably well, Bitcoin itself, I guess, but it's a serious competitor because why would you go to a traditional bank uh, when you know you're going to get almost 0% interest? The bank is a risk, is a counterparty risk that you don't need. And the bank also is, it's questionable what they're going to do in the future. Legally, your deposit is not yours. Legally, it's a unsecured loan or unsecured credit to the bank.
Yeah.
So, eliminate that counterparty risk is sort of what we were preaching with Bitcoin, but it holds true with Ethereum. Hold your own Ethereum, remove some of that counterparty risk. So you can run your own node if you have 32 Ether,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you wouldn't have any counterparty risk that way.
You don't even need it too. There's ways around that too. You don't need to buy and go out there and get 32 Ether. You actually could faucet it out and actually, there's ways
Yeah,
of doing it. They can lend it out to you.
it's true, but
Yeah.
the thing is, if you have the full 32 Ether,
Yeah.
you're going to get the full percentage of the network, which is probably going to be like the 14%.
Yeah, you're
If you
validated
have
on.
like 5 Ether, and let's say you're on an exchange, they're probably going to take half of the. You're still going to do way better than the bank.
Of course.
They're going to take probably half of that profit as like a fee.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's ways to make money in this in this market, man. Like I said again,
We're seeing a lot of money from Bitcoiners, and I was sort of predicting that the Bitcoiners are going to come over either through collateral and then issuing like a Bitcoin loan, basically, or DeFi, or just directly going from Bitcoin to Ethereum, because Ethereum is so much more useful, so much more operable, so much more acceptable to businesses, and facilitates commerce. Whereas Bitcoin's more like, it's valuable. It's like a bar of gold. It's great to have it, but to facilitate global commerce and sort of replace the dying global economy, Ethereum is more fit for purpose.
Absolutely.
So something like VeChain and probably IOTA.
Yeah, absolutely. And what talks about having their own stablecoin too. I mean, their own specific stablecoin. There's tons of stablecoins, but
yeah, I think Visa announced a stablecoin.
Oh, okay, there it is.
They would be carrying. I don't know the specifics on it, but
yeah, there talks about it as far as Ethereum. But he said again, guy, opportunity galore.
And we're going to be trying to come as often as we can. We do other things, so it might not be daily, but we'll try to be daily, at least on the days we're off. Days we have time to cover it, try to keep it covered for you. So like, share, and subscribe, guys. We're going to get this going, and we're going to keep it going. So let us know if you want anything, or just get into crypto, and we'll just keep you informed.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to tip your toes in this market.
That's right.
All right, guys.
See you guys.